So I guess I can kind of start off by like talking about like what I want to do with the podcast. It's like so, like I said, since I moved, here's my new setup. Since I moved, some things are different, and I want to open things up to not just musicians, but to other people too, and just kind of have things be relaxed, be chill. And I want to open up and have really focus on sharing other people's work and just kind of like having people discover other creators online.
Mhm.
And so that's also kind of a main central theme of my Discord. Just kind of giving everyone the giving everyone the opportunity to share something and just let people discover stuff and take my window off of this. Go back to the video. I'm gonna go to a playlist. All right, yeah. So what's new with you, Six? I'm gonna have to get used to calling you Six out loud because I know your real name, but I
Well, I
heard that I'm
mean,
actually
you can still call me Manny because even Manny's it's still like a nickname, anyways. That's not even my real name.
okay.
Yeah, if it makes it
Because I feel
easier.
like if I call you by your real name, I get cursed or something.
Nah, because even still, that's not even my real name. So it works
It
out
was
either
my
way.
it was my firstborn.
But better off six though for sure. You know that way
Yeah, Six
we're
Six.
used to the my streamer name and whatnot.
All right. Yeah, and like I was saying before, like until more people come in, it's probably gonna be kind of sparse on like people in chat. But I know people in chat, like the chat is gonna really ignite a lot of conversation.
Right.
Here comes a new challenger. You must crush
But
them.
So
well, go on. What are you gonna say? Sorry.
I was just gonna ramble on. What were you gonna say?
Oh well, I guess I might as well just a brief on the rest of my experience on my vacation. So it was kind of like a semi-business trip, but at the same time, just visiting a friend that I want to hang out with, and part of the business side was like involving the team sports that I'm in, the team that I'm streaming for and playing for,
Mm-hmm.
and part of it was like hoping to like um find what's interesting about the city. Well,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, the city where he lives is just as boring as mine.
Oh, that sucks.
And unfortunately, I wasn't aware that he didn't have his car because we could have gone to like Indianapolis and like done something more there.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, like even though we had planned this ahead of time, he was actually rather busy, so we barely even got to play games with each other.
That sucks.
Like we got to hang out, but it was just
Not
like,
what you were expecting.
yeah, or it's one of those things where, you know, maybe I only needed to be here like a few days instead of like a whole week.
Yeah.
So it felt like a semi-wasted trip. I guess the only positive out of it was at least getting to know my friend better, and I got a fight stick out of it, so that's
Oh,
about
that's
it.
cool.
But it still felt great to travel regardless, because I never got to do that in my life.
Yeah, it breaks up the monotony.
Mm-hmm.
For me, like I want to travel and do other things. I guess for me, I've been kind of holding myself back, just trying to say like, because it's easy for me to like I want to travel, but it's easy for me to be like really sedentary and just like not go anywhere.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of like where I want to go. So I know X is wanting to plan some trips to go places too. And like his friends coming over and like they're gonna plan to go on a trip and everything. He was like asking me, hey, so where would you want to go? I'm like, oh, I want to go uh, somewhere to some place. I just never thought about that, you know.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. Like once, like when things cool down, like within the next 5 years after this whole pandemic going on, I'm gonna make it a goal to go somewhere and just go out more. Because I remember back before the pandemic really took off, I was wanting to go and do a vlog and go out and do other stuff like that. I'm like, great, this is what I'm gonna do. Also, what is this coronavirus people are talking about? And so that's just where it all went, which is really unfortunate.
What you can do is build a bucket list.
Yeah, so keep me focused on something.
Well, not just to focus on something, but that'll actually let you decide what you want to travel.
Yeah, true. I know the first place I want to travel will probably be somewhere within. Well, I don't know, like somewhere closer by.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite like So I'm not gonna travel to like
Out of state?
Yeah, because I'm trying to think of like what places I want to actually see, and I haven't thought about that. I guess that's kind of the issue.
Right.
Like I haven't thought about like where I would want to see, because on TV and in movies you see a lot of these great shots of places like far out where everything's green, places in like Europe where you like these big giant plains or like huge waterfalls and huge mountains, and then I walk outside and I see, I see what I see, the city.
Right.
But I want to go somewhere kind of isolated and quiet. But
I was gonna say.
What?
I was gonna say, have you figured out where, or you're still figuring that out as well?
I'm still figuring it out. But I kind of want to go to one of the really big cities that we see in movies all the time, somewhere like New York or LA.
Right.
I heard good and bad things about those places.
Funny enough for me, because obviously it involves like, tournaments and fighting games. I kind of already have mapped out what I want to do, but I gotta pick carefully because, sure, I'm like their best employee at work, but there are only so much I can request in terms of like what days. Yeah. And because I'm not made out of money, I can't do it all the time either.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know that, well, for next year, MagFest, it's just a yearly thing for me. That's a given.
Yeah.
I'm going MagFest every year. For those that don't know, MagFest is short for Music Arcade Games Festival. Music as of like video game composers and other like musicians that are a fan of video games, they do video game music.
Mm-hmm.
Arcades, oh my god, they have imported arcades from all over the world. The rarest arcades that you won't find in America, they'll be right there, and it's huge. Right beside the arcade, there's actually a whole console setup of every kind. Every console that you ever wanted to play, it's available for anyone to play. There's even a crazy setup that is a this is when GameCube had like a LAN adapter, so that you can do 8-player Mario Kart Double Dash. See, that sounds so cool.
Yeah. I had no. Oh yeah, I think didn't the GameCube have like an add-on? Wasn't that an add-on? You would put it on the bottom of the GameCube.
Yep.
To
play online. Even though, unfortunately, that was only most of it was Japan, and for America, there was only like 3 to 4 games, if I recall.
Yeah, I'm not surprised because there was a GameCube that had like a DVD player add-on. Or it was like built in, and it was only in Japan.
It was called the GameCube, and here's the kicker: Sony helped out with that project.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, only like less than 1,000 were made, and I got mad because when I was younger, I saw it in Puerto Rico.
Oh, you did?
I don't know who the hell imported it and then tried to sell it, and I'm just like, wow. If only.
How much were they selling it for?
I'm pretty sure $400, or even more, because I know it originally cost like $400 because that GameCube had a DVD driver. You know, like it played DVD. It had DVD-ROM, surround sound hookup. Had a mirror finish on the front of the GameCube, and this one you actually press a button so that the disc tray will come out, and had an LED screen that had like it'll say some letters or whatever. It was like an elaborate design.
It's so weird. It's like Nintendo overcompensating.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I know that Nintendo, that the PlayStation 2 already had DVD capabilities. The Xbox kinda had it, and then Nintendo's like, oh, well, we can do that too. And comes out with this monstrosity.
Right.
Yeah. It's so weird how like Nintendo has really skills when it comes to like just being ahead of the game. Because in the 90s, Nintendo was rocking it. Like, the Super Nintendo was stronger than the Sega Genesis, the N64 was stronger than the PlayStation, and then everyone just kind of bucked up, and Nintendo's like, oh, well, okay. I mean, one thing I realized between Luigi's Mansion 1 and Luigi's Mansion 3, like, graphically, Nintendo consoles only progressed, like, one generation since 2001, which was 20 years ago. And I know it's not just about the graphics, but like, it's just like Nintendo is catering to this specific type of audience, and I'm sorry, it's kind of like Apple users where they're like, yeah, you know, we'll just deal with this. We'll deal with a console that doesn't have these capabilities. And I don't know.
Well, here's the other kicker about Nintendo. You gotta remember, they're more about fun rather than trying to like optimize their stuff. So instead of optimizing their console, usually they just try to optimize how they can make their games on an inferior console. And let's remind people that what was also important, which was still a thing, was loading times.
Oh yeah, true.
People actually hated loading times as much. It became eventually worth it for like games like Grand Theft Auto, Final Fantasy, and stuff like that. But a lot of people that didn't play those particular games or those really good games, they didn't have patience for that, and therefore the GameCube was just a lot quicker of loading stuff.
Yeah, I agree, because I know that like a big issue, even with PlayStation 1, was the loading time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember this one racing game we had. It was like, we would sit down for like a minute while it would load. And yeah. So yeah, that I get. And I'm not really complaining about Nintendo, because like, I remember that when the Wii U came out, I was like, Nintendo, come on.
However, they should knock that off with the Wii. Because that's no longer an issue now. It's like now Nintendo being Nintendo, they refuse to like up their machine until it was too late for the Wii U. Because Wii U was your upgrade to the Wii.
Yeah.
But that was too little, too late. And in
exactly.
And in their mindset, they thought by doing that, well, we failed, so we should never do that again. But
yeah,
my biggest annoyance, and I know I'm trying to jump there, but then we go from the Switch with the Switch OLED.
Yeah, I think they did drop the. Well, probably not, because I did hear something, and it does make sense that like the Switch OLED is not like the next big innovation. It's just kind of a middleman before the next major console for Nintendo. It's just that like the Switch OLED, it introduced improvements that weren't well, this is mesmerizing. Like they fixed an issue that no one was really addressing, because like Ethernet support, yes, that's good. The OLED display, and it's bigger. But a lot of people were addressing battery life, they were addressing power, and they were addressing like Bluetooth compatibility, better speaker. Personally, for me, a better amp for their headphone jack, because the output is really weak. And they didn't really address those things. They addressed, so it was really a lateral move from. It's like it's not the Switch. It's not the Switch's next generation. Like the Switch's baby brother, like step brother.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Nintendo loves to sell plastic. If we can sell more plastic, they will. I love them, but that is so true, Marco. It's like I understand that Nintendo, like what Nintendo was trying to do. And honestly, like the market that Nintendo is marketing to is closer to me. I'm more casual gaming. Like I haven't played my Switch in a little bit. I was playing my Sega Genesis today. You know, I just dusted that off after a couple months. And yeah, I was playing that today. And yeah, I think that playing like Breath of the Wild on like a bigger OLED display would be mesmerizing. It would be beautiful. They're kind of smart in testing the market for next generation Switch movies. Yeah, Mark does have a point. It's kind of like testing the waters. And when it comes to having a more powerful system, I guess they're not. I guess people aren't going to be saying like, "Oh, we're going to have better graphics," but just having a more powerful system that can leverage a bit more of power to draw more power from the games that we're playing. You know, that these new things work out. Will people care? Yeah, I guess it just depends on the market, because it will be nice to have an OLED display, which will most likely be manufactured by Samsung, and yeah, and, beefier internals. What about OLED? What about better connectivity, etc.? This way they get to see what people say before putting it out on a Switch 2.0. Yeah, I think what Marco is saying is right. It's like testing the water. So, and for most companies, they purposely launch things at a loss so that they can test it and see like how it's gonna go.
But
I do agree.
I'm still kind of disappointed in the end of the day because I kind of wanted like something with a little more power. Like even if it can't get me a certain frame rate, but it's like it's kind of underwhelming in the end of the day. Cause
Yeah.
like did it actually improve any power? I just know it's like yeah, there was like small things they improved, like you said, the Bluetooth thing, the speaker. But
No, those are things that they did not improve on, that they did not add. But those are just like the things that everyone's been wanting. Like I would love Bluetooth support, or I love like a brighter display. Because playing my Switch, back when I worked at my warehouse job, I would play games, but like playing Minecraft was a pain because when I go into a cave, I'm not looking at the game, I'm looking at myself, I'm looking at my reflection. And I could not even get past the beginning of Bioshock because it was just, it was too dark. But a game with more power now, with their current system, that's clear the way they won't want people developing games for something old Switch. Yeah, that's true. Like launching a more powerful console would definitely impact the current Switch. The current Switch sales. So I'm pretty sure this current Switch is still the powerhouse. Like I've only seen like one Switch Lite out in the wild, but I think people are still buying the current Switches. They'll wait for
the other issue too with Switch is that I'm pretty sure that most of the people like. I'm pretty sure more and more people will do the handheld thing, but I'm pretty sure majority of people just have the Switch typically docked and rarely have it on the go.
Yeah, cause like I can't really say for that, but like I have no idea like what the majority of people will do. I know that our friend Justin he usually plays it both. Like he comes home, it's like okay, fuck it, goes a big old console. I've had one problem with Twitch at least as day one owner. The Joy-Cons fix the drift. Hashtag fix that drift. Yeah, I had Joy-Con drift. It was developing for my Switch a lot like when the whole thing was blowing up and like my nephew gave me his Joy-Con so I don't have drift in theirs. But it's like I don't know, it's like Nintendo striving to fix issues that weren't really as much of an issue. The big thing was Joy-Con drift. And I mean, let's face it. When it comes to power, we're not going to expect Nintendo to release they're not going to release a PS4 or PS5 grade, you know, GTA machine.
Right.
And when it comes to power, I mean, I guess the thing is when it comes to power, it's not just about like what games Nintendo wants to put on the Switch. It's also about what games the developers want to make. And if the power gap increases too much, there's a lot of third-party support that is going to be missed. And Nintendo has been doing a lot better with third-party support with the Switch than they did with the Wii U. And there's gonna come a point where developers are like, yeah, I don't want to develop this game for the PS5 and then like have to strip too much stuff away to have it for the Switch. You know, hard task for me. And so it's just gonna be an issue after a while to get third-party support on Switch games on Switch system. But like, it's just like Nintendo has kind of put itself in this weird position to where it's leaving people wanting so much, and it's gonna be hard to implement those things for people now because Nintendo can just put a more powerful processor in the Switch, but that's gonna lead to issues down the line because if they make a more powerful Switch, then new games are going to come out with a more powerful Switch, and then it's going to leave that won't come out for the current Switch. And if the more powerful Switch doesn't sell as well as the original, then developers are going to be in a tough spot. Nintendo's going to take a loss, and it's just going to lead to more issues. Because Nintendo's not for power-hungry users. Let's just face it. I mean, Nintendo players, they're coming to see the next generation of Mario, Legend of Zelda, the new Mario Kart, the new Smash. We're not talking about what's the latest, most cutting edge game that's gonna launch on it. And yeah, I think that Nintendo is catering to that audience, but we just don't know if it's going to be too much, if they're going to need to switch things up eventually just to survive.
At some point, it's going to have to change. They can't just rely on that forever, though. This mentality would only worked in the past because, well, the whole thing about graphics or can a game handle or like how much like content you can pump in the game, how much better can you make it look. That was in the past when Sony and Xbox were still struggling at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But now you have PC on the mix.
Yeah, and like Marco said, they're looking for the IPs because Nintendo has made some incredible games and game series in the past. So like, if the new Switch comes out, it's where's this next innovative Mario game? What's the next Mario Kart or Smash? Whereas for PlayStation users and Xbox users, yeah, they do have some great IPs, but it's like, what is this next game that's gonna take my senses to a whole new level? Just ram the fist into my gut and make me, vomit rainbows. Well, yeah, and I did see a video with that say, Nintendo, like they're gonna have to switch up their strategy and change and grow and adapt because, like, I'm just wondering how long are they gonna be able to rely on it just being Mario, it just being
Actually, the funny thing about what's going on with Nintendo, it's more so how stiff the corporate leaders are. They've actually been stopping themselves from improving, actually. And everyone else below has to put up with that. And the only thing they can pray for is just a new leader. And then pray that new leader isn't as stiff as the last one.
Yeah, because it's like, I could make this comparison to Elevate, like Nintendo and Apple, like keeping things subdued for a certain standard for a certain audience. And I mean, like, I'm not gonna say like, oh, Apple sheep, Nintendo sheep, because both companies do make really great products, even though there are a lot of options that aren't really efficient or optimal. But like I say, things are gonna have to change, and like there's a lot of heat on Nintendo to do things differently, because like Sony and Nintendo, like Sony and Microsoft, they do what they do because they don't things other than Xbox. You may have heard of them, but yeah, I understand. Just if things get problematic, Nintendo is gonna have to make some changes to how they do things. And the Switch OLED, it's just I understand that, especially what Marco said, that it's not meant to be the next big thing. But it's just a couple of things that Nintendo does that could have definitely been better for someone wanting a bit more power, because more and more people, it doesn't matter how many, but like how like more and more people are using Bluetooth technology, not just adults, like kids too. So that's a big part of their market that aren't getting this one feature that will make them play it more. I think I've seen this video up here like 1,000 times. Probably seen it in my old job. This turned to a like ranting about Nintendo podcast. Should we name it like?
Well, I mean, this is like a no. Whoa. I mean, hold on a second. This is your first. This is the pilot episode. This is how it always happens with all podcasts.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking about that.
Yeah.
So let's rant about other gaming companies. Okay, so you know what I hate? Okay, actually no. Speaking of gaming companies, did you hear about the drama with Soulja Boy owning Atari? Quote unquote owning Atari.
The actual company, or is he selling bootleg consoles again, like he always does?
The answer is yes, both. Okay, so he was saying, like, on Twitter and on Instagram, saying, I'm now the new CEO of Atari. I own them. Atari fired back and said, no, you don't own Atari. And he said that in the video, and like a live stream, and then started ranting on about, like, he said, no, Atari is wrong, I own them. And then he said, oh, Atari is a publicly owned, like, limited company, it can't belong to one person. And we're wondering, like, why he was saying that.
Okay, then let me stop you right there. Let me remind anyone who doesn't even know who Soulja Boy is. He's always been delusional from the start. He'll say stuff like, "Oh, I invented this, I invented that." Hey, Spicy! Thank you for the 12 months. Superman that hoe. No, he had some mental things going on, and he refused to get himself checked. So, therefore, he is super incorrect when he says, "Oh, it's publicly." He's just delusional again.
And the thing is, he sold a contract. So he was saying that, like, hey, so in the contract it said, it didn't say anything about owning the company. What it did say was marketing. Basically, he was hired by Atari to do marketing for this new Atari cryptocurrency. It says nothing about owning the company. He's hired to promote this Atari coin. And it's like, so where does owning the company come from? And
nothing.
What you're saying about
it's just him being delusional.
Exactly. And what you were saying about the bootleg consoles thing, like you know, I don't know anything about him. Like, I don't keep up with like any rapper that's doing anything. But like, when I heard about like the console that he was selling, I was like, did he go on like a Wish shopping spree and just buy a bunch of consoles? Well, what he was doing was like peddling pre-made consoles, and I was just kind of like, come on, man. It's always the people with the most stuff that like try to cheat people out of their money the most. Like, did you hear about the whole? Let me load up a new video. But did you hear about the whole like FaZe Clan Save the Kids scam?
Okay, yeah, that's been everywhere. Yep.
I'm just like, so you guys were on one of the most popular Fortnite or just like esports teams. Each of you have upwards of like 10 billion subscribers on YouTube. You're trying to cheat people out of money? Wouldn't you be alright, like, money-wise? Why, like, what is the point of scamming people out of money when you get so much money as is? That gets me. I'm just like, okay, so what's going on here? You're trying to scam, you're trying to scam people out of money, and I don't know. I just don't get it.
Well, it turns out that after all that nonsense, it was actually one person who was in charge, and then actually left the organization and screwed everyone else over that.
It's like, what is it with people scamming? I know cryptocurrency is like the next frontier because like everyone has a coin
Of their own.
Yeah, like I have no idea there's so many coins. There's a coin from a meme, Dogecoin. Like, there's a coin for everything.
Yep. And it's just them jumping ship on it. It's like oh man, I gotta get on it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Spicy to the moon.
Oh my goodness. I just hate it. Here's one rant I always had. I'm just like, okay, so I'm like I don't want to say anything against people who play Fortnite, but I don't want to like generalize or like stereotype, but if you follow someone, you see someone on the stream and they speak like they're a 12-year-old, if they use bruh in like 60% of their sentences, and they meme everything, Like, why would you trust them with any amount of your money?
Clout.
That's the thing. Like when I see like people like Rice Gum and other people, I'm like, okay, there was this one person. There was this one. I don't know who he was. Who was streaming? I kid you not. Someone sent him like a coin or something in his wallet. He got the wallet, screamed at the top of his lungs, like for no reason. And I'm just like, okay, am I gonna trust this person with the mentality of a 12-year-old with any of my money? No, obviously not. I've had this rant so many times, like, hey kids, if you relate to them, don't buy anything from them. If they say the same type of stuff you say on the playground, don't buy anything from them.
Yeah, but you know, this is 2021, and it's like if they're funny, I want that.
Yeah,
And also spicy, yeah, pump and dump. That's typically whenever someone starts a new any kind of coin, and they advertise it, overhype it beyond belief, they're gonna like pump it and then sell it and get all that money and then run away with it.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did.
Yep.
Because I saw some ordinary gamers. It was between him, CoffeeZilla, probably a bunch of other people, but yeah, they saw these wallets be fluffed up with so much money, and then immediately, within minutes, dumped. And we see the coin go from ticket top of the tower to just completely plummet. Lose over 90% of their value because they pumped it and then sold it off. Pumped it and then dumped it.
Yep.
And I'm just like, okay, yeah, it's great that you did that to the people who support you. Like, these are people who like subscribe to you, they watch your stuff, they probably like pledge to you and do stuff. And it's like, yeah, you know, let's just screw them out of their money. That's cool.
Right. But it's like all that jazz and only to get scammed by another YouTuber in the end of the day.
Exactly.
Like a YouTuber that got banned from the platform anyways.
And I know one of the people on there was a person called Rice Gum, who was already had like controversies around him, and I don't know. And it kind of sucks because like I'm pretty sure a lot of the people who invested in the coin, the Kiss token coin, they were probably like really young.
Yep.
It was probably just like, hey mom, can you get this for me? It's going to charity. Like teenagers, and just to get screwed out of their money.
It's not just teenagers; it's just anyone that just wanted to support a cause.
No, I know that. I'm saying
yeah.
like, I know that probably some of them were. And I don't know. I don't want to rant about like people because there are some people who seem to have that kind of mentality, but like actually donate to charity. And like, I don't want to like stereotype against them because like. If they have money and they're actually donating to it, like directly donating to a charity, not like making coins or anything, then it's like, okay, well, at least they're doing something constructive. Because like there are a lot of videos that I see that don't really add anything to anything, but there's some videos that I watch that actually do like add something. And I actually want to go through and like, for the podcast, I want to find a way of having people say, hey, so this is what I've been doing. This is what I've been doing with my life. And just kind of share what kind of stuff they do online. But like, safe for work stuff.
Hold on a second. Soon, Elkie. Soon. I just got back from my vacation, man.
Asking for a striptease?
Excuse you? Nah, I haven't done it in a while because I used to do like a once in a while cooking stream.
Oh, cooking stream, nice.
Yeah, I meant to do one during the vacation, but like I said, plans didn't went through.
Yeah. Hopefully during your next vacation things will be better. I have no idea.
Well, because like this time I'll choose like if you want something done right, you might as well do it yourself, and that's what I should have done.
It's kind of my mentality, you know, just go and get stuff done.
Yep.
That's been kind of one of my issues with all my business ventures. It's like, you know what? Let me do this myself. Let me do this myself.
Yeah, because sometimes teamwork doesn't exist.
But sometimes it's just like waiting around for people. Because there are some people, and there's a partner I had before, and she was like, she could not do a thing, she could not initiate anything on her own. She always needed someone to start something before she started. And
right.
I was always telling her like, hey, let's do this. She was kind of like, well, no, it's like, I was working with her on photography and stuff. I told her, hey, I know you want to learn like how to be a photographer, so look up some videos. She's like, can you teach me? I'm like, yeah, I can help you out, but you know, you have to take the initiative and learn some stuff. Go on YouTube. She's kind of like,
right.
Well, yeah. It'd be better if someone who knew about it tell me instead of me going through the trouble of learning it.
Right.
And I'm just like, what? And there are so many times where I like say, hey, do you have this done or we're getting ready? She's kind of like, well, no, because this other person didn't do this thing and I can't work with. So I'm just like, oh my goodness. It was always just so frustrating.
Right. But as my friend Elkie's saying, listen, I used to have a girl who started stuff. I wouldn't recommend it. Yeah, that one you can't save that one. The whole I really want you to do it for me. As long as they say I want you to show me, no, I just want you to do it for me. Really, that's like
yeah. Because go on.
Because like people put more effort to be lazy than to actually work. Also, how you doing, Dark Law? It's definitely not morning.
Yeah, I completely understand. Because the way she was, it was like, okay, here's the thing. It's one of the people who are lazy. They own it, and they think that makes it, like, they just kind of like, because I'm lazy, ha ha ha, and just like laugh it off. It's like, right. Yeah, you own it, but that doesn't make it better.
Right.
She'd always say like, yeah, I would do it, but you know me, I'm lazy. You just kind of laugh it off. And just kind of like, that doesn't make it better that you own it.
It's like, whatever. That's still not. Sure, you're not making an excuse, but you know, exactly. Maybe I don't want to deal with you anymore, right? Because you're not willing to change.
Exactly, that's the thing. And she was always like at one time I sat down with her. I tried my hardest to be nice with her, to kind of say, yeah, listen, you gotta get up, you gotta start things. You got to initiate things. And she would kind of give me trouble about mine, because like I had like 6 or 7 different business ventures, and most of them flopped. And she would like, not in a mean way, but she'd kind of like always kind of bring it up like, oh, you're a business venture, but like, yeah, but at the same time, I still initiated things, and because of that, I learned. and like if I didn't learn by doing and failing, I wouldn't be where I am now.
Exactly.
I'd probably still be at my old ice cream job, making ice cream for people. You know?
Oh, that job was always. Oh man. Yeah, always come back to that job, huh? Also, I guess. Oh, what's up?
There are a bunch of other jobs I can talk about, but I mean, I'd probably say of all my jobs I've had, like ice cream job is like one of the least worst because it's not bad. The people are great, but yeah, like it's you have to put forth the initiative and do things and fail so that you can learn. But what she did, it's just like she's just like I don't want to try. She was always complaining to me at her old house. She's like she wants to stream. She wants to stream.
That doesn't even do it.
Huh?
That doesn't even do it.
Right. She got her own place and didn't stream at all. I was like, why? She's kind of like yeah, I don't know. It's just like I just don't. I didn't really feel like it. And she said, "Okay, I'm gonna stream on this. I'm gonna stream this Thursday." So yeah, good. I'll go ahead and follow you. Didn't stream. I asked her why. She's like I don't know. I don't remember like my the login information, and I just don't feel like get that because you know how it is. He's like, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. First of all, surprise! You probably have a subscription.
Oh boy.
You're probably gonna have like a notification that says, "Oh look, someone had gifted you," because of course, Darklaw Delta. And I love his excuse. He said, "I had to heal my HP bar there." nice lefties recovery. Thank you again for the 5 gift subs. As usual, Darklaw Delta, the Santa Claus of the stream, always giving the gifter, the goat of the stream, as I might as well call him. The only reason that I even have equipment was because of him. Oh man, but how's everyone doing over on my side? How y'all doing tonight? I forgot to ask. Like, that's always an important question to ask whenever you stream. Always ask.
I heard that.
Yeah, always ask how they're doing.
The people on 6th stream, you guys better be doing good or else.
Oh, hey.
If things are going bad in your life and you need someone to kick some butt, just call me.
Just calling you.
I've been lifting. As I hype my muscles, I've been lifting.
Have you been lifting as much as me? Oh, but I've been. Oh boy, you want to talk about games, man?
I have none. Well, actually, today I did pick up some weight. They're just 10s because I went to my gym.
Mm-hmm.
I did 80 reps with the 10, which probably isn't really impressive, but I did 80 reps just to get back into things. And
oh no, you start we all start somewhere. There's the other one. We all start somewhere, so you know. You're supposed to start, you know, slow. Start with like maximizing reps before trying to go big. That's what's important. Oh yeah, so are you guys able to get quality options on my stream? Because like I decided to up my stream quality a bit, but I never bothered to stream in high quality because I was scared that, well, almost no one can watch it. Because not everyone's having a good enough what is it? Good enough internet to watch my streams. So, you okay there, everybody? Arthur? Uh-oh. Wait a second. Is something happening? Oh no, his internet. I think your internet done goof because I don't see you streaming. I just sent my Jersey Art Marines to the PSA along the Auto Marine. 6 years wait for my time returned. Took some extra hours on my third job. So my social job. Oh Jesus. Still. Are you trying to fix it, or are gonna can screw you over? Yeah, I fear I go for like 720 at like 4,000 kbps, kilobits per second, before I jump to before I decide to jump to 1080p. I mean, if I were to jump 1080p, then I would oh wait a minute, did I even? Oh wait a second, wait a minute. Let me restart the stream actually, because I thought I said that 60 frames, but I didn't. So